then guys, here we are, Monday evening. I've had the day off work today. I've had a minor up on my head this morning, a sebaceous cyst number 9 took out of my head, and to be fair, because I'm diabetic, the adrenaline's played havoc with me again today. Not really knocked me about. I've been pretty much snoozing all day and just feeling crap. Not a lot going on. This is now having its 4th dump after being bleached today. I left the bleaching till this morning, and I'm now giving it the 4th dump, and as you can see there's still foam in there. The air's still on. Once this has been dumped, and I've got pretty much sure I've got rid of most of the bleach, and you can see, well, there's still bits coming out of it. But this is like, oh, sort of blanket weed if you like, but it's yeah, just boiling it up again just to give it a go. Then I'm okay in there. That's all been changed around. I'm starving and ravenous all the time, and so am them. Right, I feeling much up to it today, so just letting you know that I'm on the case for the Easypod again, and it's been bleached. It's Monday afternoon, well, Monday evening now, and I'm just dumping the water again. I've got K1 all over my lawn, I've got K1 all over my slabs of my patio. The joys of fish keeping. Catch you later. Look at this absolute pleb sitting on the Easypod, drinking the water, which is full of bleach. They say pigeons are docile. This one is a fucking lunatic. Absolute pleb. He's enjoying it anyway. Got bleach in that water, as you can just see the bubbles breaking over the top of the Easypod. I've dropped the level about, well, I've fully dropped it about 5 times. Still bleaching it, and he's still drinking it. Bellend. So it's Wednesday, around about 5:30, and he's had another. He's had seven water dumps. Is it? I think it might be more than that actually. I don't know. I'll have to check back. Can't remember. And now he's got 3 Vercon tablets and about 5,000 gallons worth of PP in there. So I'll let it sit there for a couple of days now. Once this is done, I'll get another couple of water dumps with some fresh water, and then you know what? I think it'll be ready. So I've got everything valved off, so as everything's good to go, and it's holding water. I've got no leaks on the valves, although I have got a leak by the look of it, just coming through there at the air pipe, trickling down and obviously dripping off. That's only because it's too full. So Easypod cleaning, documenting the bloody Easypod, eh? Filters what they don't like. You know what? I ain't gonna keep going on it. I ain't keep going over it. It is what it is. Just like a river of blood. PP all down the garden. It's because I've got no drainage up here. But that's just been PP'd again. With the the Vercon, the aquatic, in as well. So there's 4 of them tablets gone in, and I've got PP all down the garden now. This is now getting its final clean out, and yeah, it's going to be ready to go on. And I've also PP'd these as well, and this has gone brown. PP'd them this afternoon and went back to work, and it's gone brown. I knew it would because there's a load of crap in that filter. It's a load of shit. So I reckon that by some point today, I don't know where yet, because I don't know if I've got any adapters to get the pump on. I should have it up and running, he says, but we'll see what happens. Oil core crook, I reckon I'll have it up and running on there today. We'll see how. I'm alright. I'm just eating me out of house and all. That bucket, that yellow in there, There's half a bucket, well, there ain't quite half a bucket, you can see now, there's about a quarter of a bucket full. That's shorey. And the rain, the night before last, got into it, look. See that? Splitting the lid, so the rain got into it. So this food's damp. You know what? I'm still eating it, so they'll have it before it goes off. It's just a little bit damp, that's all. So they're mating it, well, I'm all eating it, I'm getting it them down the bottom pond as well. These are mating it as well. So, what day is it? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. I'm just about to get that wash out now with the hose with some fresh water. Yet again, chlorine is a steriliser. So that kind of that. I'm siphoning water out of the grow-ons or the sales tank just to get that PP out of the way in there. The UV's on order for that. I ain't cut the hole yet, but the UV's on order for that. So there'll be, like the others, about an inch hole there, and the UV will just drop straight in. And yeah, that's pretty much where I am. Thursday, nothing been done with the pond. I've still got some shout outs to do, and I'll get them done in a bit if I get a chance. I haven't the best over the past few days, but we'll be okay. We're getting there now. So I've got the sporting the old sleeks again. So yeah, right then, I'll snap back to you. I've got to do a water change on this, get rid of some of this brown and crappy water, and then we'll see about getting that changed over. Catch you in a bit. So Thursday night, there you go, it's up and running. The only thing I don't like, if I'm honest, is that I can't put the net over. Because the zip's knackered and it will go past that point there, and it will go up. If it's a zip up there, then I could zip all this round here to be fine, but I'll have a play with it when I can be arsed. Right, to seed it, basically what I've done. They're in there somewhere. There's a load of bioballs floating around somewhere. They're out of the, you can just, sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, you can just see one in the K1 just sticking up down there. Little black bioboard, as you can see. There's a few of them about. I don't need to have some actually. I hope they ain't. There was floating around on the top rain road. They might the other filter out of that thing. So obviously they've matured a little bit, if you like, so I've just got them floating about in there. I'll leave them in here for a couple of weeks. Water's a little bit murky because I put some PP in here earlier, and just because they hadn't had nothing, so I thought, well, I'll give him a bit of PP, why not? So there you go, it's up and running, got the pod on. Still got the drainage to sort out, but we'll see how we go. And we should cut down on a lot, and at the minute it's running on 10 watts. It's running on 10 watts. There's enough flow there. I mean, what are we on? We're on 30%. 30% of a 4,000. So, I mean, that means there are even 1,000 litres of water there. So I'm probably running 1,000 litres an hour. You know what I mean? I'll be back. Sorry. Oh, oops. I've got to learn how to hold this bloody phone. So Thursday night, and that's where I am. Yeah, catch you later. So I'm just sitting here looking at these. That's the fish I had off Vince last week, that is. And I've noticed a bit of a mucus build up on the Sankey, on the big girl. I've got a feeling there's flukes, if I'm honest. That's before I've even scraped, but I will be scraping tomorrow and treating accordingly as she is. She's got a bit of mucus build up on the top of her head and just on her hump at the back. Other than that, it's pretty clean. And I've noticed one of the Kijaku looking a bit sorry for itself. He's just going up the back there under the Sankey now, and I've got a feeling there could be flukes in the pond. Here's me achiever, just for the benefit of Skeggy. He knows what I'm on about. So, what's you looking at? Look at these pair here, these wenches here, look, in the window. So yeah, I'll pick this up tomorrow. There you go, the corky's just had a flick, and I have now just a couple others as well. I have been feeding heavy and I haven't tested the water, so it could be a case that there might be a little bit of ammonia or nitrite in the water. Maybe so, but yeah, I don't think that'll cause the build-up of mucus on the big girl. But we'll see how we get on. I'll pick it up tomorrow, and we will treat accordingly. I don't think there's any denying what's on that slide. Just took a scrape of the big Sankey, and you probably can't see it as well as I could. We've got Costia flying round all over the place. Hence the build-up of mucus. So there is quite a lot of mucus on her, and we will now treat with PP to start. Might even get the Alprex a bash as well. Don't know if you're seeing it. There's quite a lot on here. If I could get the camera right. Great. Costia and Fluke on the same bloody slide so far. Just what I want. I've been here Saturday morning. I'm down in the pit, and this part of the video I've got to apologise for the rest of the video because I've been feeling really bad all week. I had a bit of an operation on my head, that's why I've got my cap on, keeping it clean. Bit of an operation on my head, and yeah, knocked me bad a bit, if I'm honest. So this part of the video, before I get cracking and cutting the fiberglass out, which I'm going to make a right mess today, I need to give a big shout out. You've probably heard the name several times before, but the shout out's to Dash Shelton at Skeggy Koi Pond, or Skeggy Pond. I've done it again, sorry mate. Skeggy Pond, Skegness, I'll get it right in a minute, can't get me teeth in. SkegnessPondSupplies.com. Get yourself over to his website, supply you anything. You get you anything, if you ain't got it on the website, talk to him, he'll get it you. So that's SkegnessPondSupplies.com. I'll stick his logos up towards the end of the video once I upload this, and I'll get it on there then. But as you can see behind me, ta-da! I've had my stuff. This black tube's here, 4-inch pipe work for the bottom drain. There's the bottom drain, so we've got the bottom drain as well. There's the skimmer, one skimmer guard. All the fittings are required to get started with. That pipe work over there, this one here, 2-inch. That's for the returns. Even down to the glue. If I told you the price I paid for that, you wouldn't believe me. But again, that's why I went with Skeggy, Dash Shelton, Skegness Skegness Pond Supplies. Keep putting that koi bit in. You're gonna have to change the name, Skeg. So yeah, Skegness Pond Supplies. All that stuff off there, delivered off him, no problem. Ordered, a couple of days after, it's on my doorstep. Core beating. So if you need any food, filters, pumps, air pumps, whatever, and you've been on the website before, go and have a look. That's SkegnessPondSupplies.com. Big orange logo, go miss it. Even if you just Google Skegness Pond Supplies, big orange logo, get on there. So I'm going to crack on. Today's plan is to try and get this fiberglass cut out. It's a bit dull and overcast today. The neighbour has got a washing out, but I'm hoping that there's enough breeze to get the dust out of the way. Still got the lines drawn around the fiberglass. I don't know if this is this shot, just here. Now that's the first cut, all the way across there, so we'll get that done today. Once that one's cut, I'll cut across the top, both sides. Basically it gives me the mould of the fiberglass then. Instead of getting it all out in one, I'll do some other cuts, and we'll get it out in bits. So I'm hoping that today, by the end of the day, I'll have the fiberglass out and then I might be ready to start getting some blocks in, because at the minute I don't seem as though I'm making any progress, even though I had done nothing for a couple of weeks if I'm honest. And I really need to get cracking. I want to get into a position that come the spring I'm ready, 100% ready for the fiberglassing. So I've got a couple of people who I can get quotes off, and we'll see where we go from there. Big shout out to Colossal Koi as well in America, over the pond. Doing a cracking job, mate, on them fry, looking really good. And of course to Vince as well, who I visited last week. I did publicly thank you on video, but for some reason it never recorded, so I'll do it now. Vince and Suzanne, you were absolutely fantastic hosts last week. There was no two ways about it. I mean, me and Vicky come down there and spent a few hours with you, and you know what? The hospitality's out of this world. So if you ever go and see Vince, just be ready to be looked after, because they really are a great couple. And his son's a nice lad as well. So yeah, big shout out to you lot. Right, I'm gonna get cracking, and I'll probably snap back to you once we've done a little bit. So get my mask on, and anybody from the 80s will probably remember a group called Alternate. Don't make me wait, evaporate. So, as you can see, let's take this off, covered in dust. I've done several sort of cut lines. This is obviously going to be round about where the blocks are going to be laid, where that ladder pattern is there. Doing this off the front camera, so apologies. Even my phone's telling me to clean the lens. Yeah, got my mask on, the reason being don't like that fiberglass. It's great when it's off, but cutting it out's a nightmare. And it's how like I'm an advocate of health and safety, because as you can tell with the grinder, no God, it is what it is. But obviously I'm going to have a go now at getting all this fiberglass out. I'm going to have to get the spade under it. As you can see, there's cuts all over the place. There's cuts on that side. Doing this off the front camera, so I ain't got a clue what you're looking at. That's already loose there. So there you're going to take now getting up, showing you Tony Barker's rendering from 20 odd years ago. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. So yeah, right, so I'm gonna crack on, guys. Try and get this out today. I'm hoping today to get in a position where I can start laying blocks. I'm not saying I'm going to lay blocks today, but if I can get all this cleared out, or most of it, especially this centre part, if I can get this centre part cleared out, I'm in a position then where I can start keying into the existing wall, and I can start laying blocks. It's this existing wall I've got a key into over here. A couple of keys in there, bang it in, but that's going to be backfilled with concrete anyway, so the pressure's never going to move. They're never going to move it, never, ever. I mean, you can see when I originally built the wall, I even laid the blocks upright. Now it's never moved, has it? And the reason being, there's 3 foot in the ground. Right, instead of me rattling on, I'm going to crack on. Catch you in a bit, guys. I've got to apologise if everything looks a bit sort of hazy. It's probably the dust. I mean, my glasses can't even see, but I'm just showing you how to get the fiberglass off, or how I'm getting it off. Obviously I've made the initial cuts, and you can see I've got some of it off. Good old spade behind the fiberglass. Bit of a rattle. Yeah, I've started getting it. All you're doing is breaking the resin off the rendering, or breaking the rendering away if you like. Sometimes the fiberglass will rip, which needs bits on. Rolling all generally, but you'll see all this thing is ripped. So because of the curve, because of the shape of the fiberglass, I can't always get under it. There we go, just one So there you have it. Fiberglass is off, or it's coming off. A couple of pieces left to do. Well, more than a couple, but I'll snap back to you and show you when I'm done. So, in all fairness, probably only really been at it about an hour and a half, and as you can see, all the fiberglass, except for some little stubborn bits in the corners down there, which I think when Mick Whitelaw did the fiberglassing on this, I think he must have put enough resin on them bits to probably stick the Great Wall of China back together, in all fairness. It's either that or he was having a fag at the same time, but he probably had a fag on every sheet he put in here. But he was a great old stick, he did a good job of this, and many other ponds, which I know he did. So it's all out, halfway. So now gives me a chance to get the wall built, and I've just been pondering and saying to the missus while I went down the house for a drink that yeah, do we now get the rest out? Because obviously, as we know, there's a window going in the front there, big window, as big as I can get away with, in all fairness. So it'll be about 4 foot, maybe 5 if I can get away with it. So I've got to create my window for in there, cut through the blocks. But do I get the rest of the fiberglass out? Hit me up, guys, in the comments, because I ain't going to do it yet. What's your thoughts? Do I take it out, or do we just get it glassed over? You'll never know if it's glassed over, in all fairness, I wouldn't have thought. But you might just see the very slight ridge when it's done of where the fiberglass has been cut. So you might see where the new comes over the old, and then sort of maybe just a little bit of a dip. I could chamfer that out, I suppose. So any fiberglassers out there watching this, what's your thoughts? Or any people who have done this before, what's your thoughts? Do I take the rest out and start with the fresh canvas? If I do start with the fresh canvas, I'm a bit worried that in case, you know, the rendering and that starts coming away, even though it's A2 bad here at the minute. A little bit rough in places where it's pulled it off, but you know, you'd expect that. But I can live with stuff like that. That lump here, as you can see, I don't know if it shows it properly on the camera, but you got a big lump here. That's basically, if I remember right, pretty much solid concrete, that is, and I've got to get that out. So yeah, I've got to get that done. So what's your thoughts then, guys, on this fiberglass? I mean, I've never done this. This is all new for me. I mean, even if I took it back to an edge, a corner, would that be better? Sure. Hit me up, see what you think. I ain't going to do it yet. If I get enough comments saying, yeah, you need to do that. You know, it's another hour or two on the grinder, that's all. But, yeah, we'll see how we get on. But all the fiberglass now, I've got it on the stick, that's why I'm so fluent. Is in the pit, so I've got to spread that all over the place just so as I can get it buried. Still got all my slabs to take up around the outside of the pond, and the neighbour's got a load of rubble they want to put in as well. So obviously that pit's got to be filled, flattened off, all whacked down. I've got to get the whacker plate here, get it all whacked down, and get it nice and compact, so as then I can sort of create myself a level off the shed. So the level is going to be to the sort of top of them gravel boards. That'll give me a nice level up there. That's either then going to be a nice big shed, or I'll move the shed to this side, replace them fence panels, move the shed to this side where the filters were, stick the shed on there, maybe a little bit bigger than what I've got now, and I'll probably have a couple of holding vats up there. That's my plan. And if I do what the missus suggested and put a wall basically straight down here to give me a smaller filter bay. So instead of the wall kicking out around there, I was on about coming from, say, that corner, coming straight down here and giving myself around about the same size as I've got in the pit. That's still to be decided, because I've got to do some measure ups on, or get the measurements for the drum and the bio what I've ordered off Burton's, and see if it'll fit. I've also got, which I think I've said before, an Evolve 4000 jack matting bay as well to go in, which I'd like to incorporate somewhere along the line, whether it be on the end of the bio or whether it be on the skimmer line, who knows. Skimmer obviously will go straight into the drum as well, and maybe on the return of the skimmer go through the jack matting, but I was thinking of returning the skimmer over the shower, so I've got a 4-tier shower as well, so I'm going to be way over filtered again. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's where I am at today at the minute. I don't even know what the time is, if I'm honest. I can't even get my clock up while I'm videoing, but It's around about 12ish, something like that. 12 o'clock, half 12 I suppose. And yeah, made a start. I think what I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to start looking at where I can put this wall, get some markings down, and because as I said, this inside wall of the pond is going to be slightly bowed out. It's going to be slightly bowed out from sort of this point here, and that point sort of around about there, and then it's an abstract build, you know what I mean? Happens as it goes along. So I've got it in my head, I know what it's going to look like. A little bit like Lee at the minute, he's building one in here and he's got it all in his head. Nothing on paper, nothing drawn. But I know what it's going to look like. Oh, I'm hoping I know what it's going to look like when I'm finished. And we'll take it from there. Thanks for watching so far, guys. If you're stuck with me this long, I do appreciate it. And of course, if you're new subscribers as well, thanks ever so much for your subscription. Tell your friends, get some more subs on here. What I did notice this morning, I'm 496 subs now, so I'm on close to the 500. I might be doing a giveaway on the 500 and see how we get on. I might give you some of the rubble if anybody wants some rubble, or even a piece of fiberglass. You know, I can even get it framed. Anybody wants a piece of fiberglass? Well, we'll sort something out. Catch you later. So I've just been doing a little bit of working out and one thing and another. I do apologise if the phone goes in a minute, because Skeggy's texting me as we speak, so we're sort of having a conversation as well. Right then, so what we've got from the corner of the wall, which is just there where my selfie stick thing is, there, from there to that mark is 2.5 metres exactly. And obviously I can only go square off the front wall, so from there to this mark, this one, is 2.5. That's where I guesstimated it to start with. That's 2.4, so I was 100mm under, so that's 2.5. I've then struck a line down the wall, all that's level, all that's straight. I've struck a line down the wall, which is just there, look. I've also done the same with the other side. Now this is where I dropped the ball, I'm going to say the rest. So obviously from that line I struck a line down to that mark there. Then obviously I thought, oh yeah, it's going to come straight, so, and then I struck a line down there. Nah, that was wrong. Because of the curvature, let me just zoom you out. Because of the curvature of the wall curves round, obviously that straight line kicks then. So this is actually the straight line, believe it or not. So as I step back, I've got a mark just on the wall there, straight line struck down, and then I don't know how clearly showing it, but then the line seems to kick out, even though at that point there and that point there are exactly the same. So anyway, anybody who's done engineering or anything will probably understand what I'm saying. It took me a while to work it out, but there you go. So then I've transferred the line down onto the floor, down there, as you can see. There's my original bottom drain. Now you can see that the original bottom drain, according to my mark just there, let me just zoom it in. I'm very good with cameras, you know. So my original bottom drain, and I've got a mark just there in the shadow, if you can see it. That's the centre of the pond there, that one. So my bottom drain has always been slightly off centre, according to that. It looks odd, because again you've got the curvature of the wall. That wall is wider than that wall. You've got the curvature. It looks odd, but I've just double measured everything, and it is smack on pretty much the middle of the pond, so I've got to live with that. So that'll be the centre of my curve. So what I'll do now is I'll measure around about well, we'll see how it works, about probably 200mm, 250mm out, because I don't want a massive curve. That'll be the edge of my curve, and then I'll start working out the curve as it goes. So I hope that makes sense. It took me a while to figure it out myself, because I'm no sort of engineer in this, but that is there. It looks totally off at the minute because of the walls and everything, and the way the structure is at the moment, but that's the centre of the pond, and it also matches up with the wall behind me, what I'm sitting on. So if I take you up this side, so you've got the centre mark, and when you just eyed through, pretty much brings you up to the centre of the pool. So I've got to trust my own stuff. We'll see. you know what, you can always change stuff quite as you go along. But there you go. I mean, the curve has already started on that side, so as you can see, this is a square edge. Because the pond sort of curves up to one end, that's what's throwing the eye off the centre mark, as I've said. But I think it'll probably come a lot clearer when I start blocking up. What I'm going to do is find out where I'm going to go. I'm then going to cut with a grinder the top layer off, because there's a top layer of render. So I'll cut the top layer off. That'll give me the key. Start laying the blocks straight onto the concrete base that's already there. I mean, the concrete base is 6 inches deep, and then we've got underneath that, we've got sandstone. This is never going to move, this structure, ever. This will need a massive JCB to get rid of it, if the houses and everything ever got knocked down, you know, and things get changed. But in years to come, Bravo will be alive to see that with a bit of luck. Well, say with a bit of luck. If I'm alive, then I'm alive. But I'm babbling, look. So yeah, I'm going to crack on. I'll catch you later. So, as you can see, I made a mess of it again, but there is a reason for it. The back line, oh, where am I? This back line is actually me mark what I did for the main line. So that's the back curved wall. The blocks will be laid in front of that. You've probably got an idea as to what I'm doing. Just creating myself a key. I've just took that off. Let me just zoom you out. I just took that off, so it's like, you know, it's only sort of ½ inch there. And what I'll do is every block, or what, not every block, but every couple of blocks, I'll sink a big bolt into here, and I'll put that in the joint as well, which will key it all in, tie it in. Like I said, nor is this really going to need it, in all fairness, because from sort of this level at least, round this shelf, is going to be a floor, concrete floor. So all that's going to be backfilled with crap, and there'll be a load of concrete at the back of the bottom of the wall. So that wall is never ever going to push out, never. There's still a lot of work to do behind that wall, and I'm still asked to decide whether to come off sort of up here with a straight wall to create the filter bay. It's probably gone a little bit bigger than what I expected it to, as I've already said, but I'll work with what I've got. I've got plenty of room. It's just going to restrict and a little bit more graft to obviously get that lump out, if that's got to come out, which I've got a feeling it probably has. It's below ground at the minute, it's below the normal level, so I was going to leave it in, but if it's going to sort of affect what I've got to do with the filters, then it'll have to come out. And yeah, that wall's probably going to have to come out across there as well, if I decide to build that straight one down there, which we'll see. I've got a feeling I probably will have to, because the missus don't ain't keen on the curved wall and never has liked it, and they ain't keen on the bowed wall either. But you know, it is, if her builds is there can decide, Cora. But up until then, we shall crack on. I'll come back to you later. So it's slow but sure work. Obviously me, the hammer and the chisel have got acquainted. Yeah, you can see what I've done on that wall there. There's obviously across here as well. Some places it's like, you know, an inch thick. I'm sure Tony Barker, when he rendered this, probably laughing at me because I was doing all the mixing and all the grafting, and he was laughing at me thinking, oh, I'll have another mix out of it. But yeah, it is what it is. He's probably laughing at this now as he's watching it. But yeah, it's slow but steady work. All I'm trying to do is create a key, just for me to sort of put the new set of blocks down onto. That now is down to the concrete base. All I'm doing is taking the render off, and as I said, in places such as sort of over there, it's around about an inch thick. What I have noticed as well while I'm doing this is the water was coming through the walls, obviously leaching from the ground at the back of it, although there still is like a 6-inch wall, maybe even more than that, an 8-inch wall thickness, and the water's still seeping through. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, we're cracking on. It's around about 2:30, 3 o'clock. My arm, this right arm, not to do with that, but with the hammer, it's dead. It's like Skeggy, he's just called me a pen pusher. He's probably right as well now. It's amazing that when you get to a certain age, how quick the energy just zaps out of you. But yeah, there you go. So happy days. I'll catch you in a bit. That's all cut out now. I think I've already said. But guys, I've got to apologise. I never even gave you the chance to say. I've already started taking the fiberglass off. You know what, if I'm thinking it, I may as well just do it. I've still got all the bottom to cut and all around the edges, around the bottom edge. So I've still got all that to cut out. But you know what? I'm knackered. My arm is killing me for swinging the lump hammer. Obviously I've took some of the tops off across here as well. Just smashed them off for now because, well, that side's a different story. So yeah, I've had a crack on today. In all fairness, don't look like I've done much. Looks like looks like I've just made a mess more than anything. But in all fairness, all the fiberglass is off except for some sticky bits down the corner. I ain't worried about that though, because that'll be underground. I don't want too many sticky bits in here, because then I've got to start getting the grinder and sort of trying to sand them down or whatever, grind them off. So yeah, I've decided as well, whereas before in the last videos I was going to leave this compo on. I've decided it's coming off. It's all coming off. If I need to, I've got the option of sticking another row of brick around because it's getting rendered on the outside. So I could always bring it up another brick and see where we go from there. But yeah, that's where I am today. Saturday's 4:10. I've had enough now. I'm going to pack all my stuff up and call it a day. And I don't know if I'll do anything tomorrow or whether we're going out. But if I do anything tomorrow, obviously I'll pick it up then. But if not, I'll catch you on the next one. And I'll see you next time. In a bit, 8.